And now we're joined out of New York by Mr. Roger Abdulhaq of the Palestinian activist, who is a Palestinian activist. Mr. Roger Abdulhaq, what happened to the freedom of expression guaranteed under the U.S. Constitution?
I think right now what's going on with this website and what we see is really a clear sign that there is no such thing as freedom of speech when it comes towards against the interest of the foreign policy of this country. There is freedom of speech as long as your talking points works in parallel with the foreign policy of this country, and if it doesn't, and you have any kind of dissent against the foreign policies of the United States and Israel, you're automatically designated as terrorist, you're automatically demonized and treated as an enemy to this state. And this is exactly what's happening. And it's really important to put this in the context that what this website is trying to create is the idea that dissent in the American society is not only that it's not welcome, it's actually costly, and you have to make and to pay the price for it. And this will lead into demonizing anybody that works for the idea of social justice, to demonize anybody that works for freedom struggles. And the whole idea of it is to really eradicate the whole idea of activism and to continue to enslave the population into more materialism and into supporting the wars on third world countries.
And you say to eradicate activism, even under the Constitution, there's a right, Mr. Abdulhaq, for assembly, for you to assemble, to speak out against what with your fellow, people that feel the same way, your peers who have, are like-minded against a certain cause, and to speak out, assemble, and maybe protest against something you feel is unjust. Now, tell me something. How fair is it for these people to be persecuted, have their futures persecuted, and have their futures at stake, and against some kind of activity that's guaranteed them by the Constitution?
Well, that's basically the whole hypocrisy of the system. The system is telling everybody publicly that everybody is welcome to say whatever they want. But on paper, on practice, everybody that works for the struggle of Palestine and everybody that works for any struggle or any cause that is against the foreign policy of this country is automatically or systematically designated, as I said, as a terrorist. And we know, and we've seen many activists in Chicago and Cleveland, in New York, in California are not only being questioned by the FBI, but actually were either imprisoned. Some of them were actually held hostage for a while. Others were actually, the FBI had to go back into, as we know in the case of Rasmiya Ode in Chicago, where they had to go back into her immigration status to find any mistake that she made to use it against her as a price for her activism for Palestine. It's clearly that this new initiative is targeting the youth, is targeting the students who are the vanguards of the society, the people who are working so hard to spread the truth about the cause of Palestine and any other social justice causes. They are targeting them because they know the activism in campuses is very effective. Activism in campuses doesn't only change the mainstream narrative and it challenges it, but it basically plants a seed into the future leaders of this country that Israel and even the government in this country is afraid that this seed is planted with the leaders of the future. So what's happening right now is we are making, or this country or this government basically is making this, and again, I don't want to say the government right now, we're talking about this website, but basically the website is making it very hard for any youth, anybody, any students in campus to say that if you're going to work for justice, we're going to jeopardize your future, we're going to expose you in front of corporations, and we're going to stop you from being able to find a job. This is a very dangerous situation, and I think if the population of this country and activists in general don't gather and get together to challenge this mission and challenge website, this is going to affect the level of activism, and this is going to challenge the constitutional right for every single American in this country.
Thank you, Mr. Abdulhaq. That's Mr. Roger Abdulhaq joining us out of the U.S. Palestinian activist.